It's wonderful to welcome Kayden Warden to the podcast. He is a radio show host of the Kayden Gordon Show, and he's also a promoter of music based in Massachusetts, USA. Kayden, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Chong. How you doing today? Thank you so much for your time. I'm really excited to be here with you.
Yeah, I'm excited too. You've recommended numerous musicians to me in my program, and I've had a chance to interview quite a few of them. So thank you very much.
Absolutely happy to help you out.
Yeah. And I hope you can continue doing so in the near future.
Definitely.
All right. So I'd like to begin by congratulating you on winning second place at the Elite Music Awards Promoter of the Year, if I get that correctly.
Thank you. That is correct. Yep.
Yeah. So tell me about the award and how you come to be, shortlisted, so to speak.
Yeah. In the realm of awards, that was actually really the first one that I've gotten this year. I'm really excited for all the stuff that's going to be happening. In August, I'll be going to the International Singer-Songwriters Association, where the award ceremony will be held in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm really excited to go and have fun. I will be the official MC for the pre and after party. So it's going to be a great time. But going back to your question on the awards, it just means so much to me. It is absolutely mind blowing that I'm even considered and win some of these awards. I think last year I won six awards, if I'm not mistaken, uh, five or six of them. So this year
Hmm.
has been one so far with the second place. Well, second place was elite, but it's just been so exciting to be able to see where my journey goes.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Um, what is music for in your view?
What is music for?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. Wow. Music is healing to the mind and soul. It is a huge therapy for me, but not only for me, but for a lot of people that exist in the world. They don't have money or whatever to be able to put into an actual therapist. So to be able to have music and hear that and share the love of music with the world is just fascinating to me. And I think that's what music is for.
I see. Yeah. I've mentioned before that you are now based in Massachusetts. Is it Boston or the greater Boston area?
I'm right outside of Boston, about an hour from Boston. I'm in a small town called Winchendon, Massachusetts.
Hmm. Yeah. Are there any historical landmarks or anything of historical significance that happened here?
Yes, actually. I think it was back in 1741, something like that. My date might be way off, but we were actually known to be the first toy factory in the United States, I believe, here held here in Winchendon. And a while back, this used to not be Massachusetts. This used to be New Ipswich, Canada. So we're technically known as the toy capital of the world, and we're known to be a town called Toy Town.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. And of course, the city of Boston has some significance in the war for
Absolutely.
independence and everything.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, how did you spend your Fourth of July weekend?
Oh, it was great. We had time, spent time with some family. We had a barbecue. Yeah, it was really, really nice. A nice little break for myself.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Is it typical for people to celebrate Fourth of July barbecues and such?
That is very typical. Yes, that's the thing.
I see. Okay. So, why do you choose to do what you do? Music wise, your involvement in music.
Um, I choose to do it because I have a passion for helping others that are in the music industry. So when I first started specifically in radio at the age of 14, I'm now 20. I was just looking to get into music somehow. I've always loved music, but at that time, I had no idea what an indie or an independent artist was. I just thought, oh, an artist is an artist. And what made me realize all of this was getting to meet so many of the independent artists that I currently work with and support. Uh, that just made me want to do it even more to be able to help those that are not in the mainstream light get into potentially maybe more rotation on a radio station or more views in a magazine or whatever the case may be.
Mhm. I see. Yeah. I believe this is how the podcast started too. It was a
Hmm.
radio show when I was doing college at China University, Peterborough, Ontario. Yeah, I soon discovered that there are a bunch of artists who would like to get their music being played on air, and I accepted them because there's the requirement for Canadian radio programs to feature, I think, 35% of what they call Canadian content.
Yeah,
Yeah, since they have their music and I needed to feature the content, naturally I accepted. And I also added a bonus that, I can ask them on to the radio show and, get them to talk about their music. So that's when
that's incredible.
that's how the current format of the show began. And also the podcast came because of COVID. I couldn't get into the studio to record uh, the program, so I just recorded at home and sent it to the station.
That is incredible. Congrats on all your success as well. It sounds like you've had an incredible journey yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah,
You're welcome.
I still can't believe that the show is still running. I yeah, I thought that it'll be over like a year or two, but I think for the podcast, it's been in its fifth year now. So how does the Kayden Gordon show start?
So like I mentioned, we started when I was 14 years old. I just started really just looking into radio, like how do we even get involved? And then I found a online radio station that was willing to take me on, which was amazing to be able to even be a part of. And then from there, it just kind of blossomed. I was just very blessed and all of that to be able to do what I did. And, during COVID, I was still in high school at the time. And like you, I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I didn't know what to do with that free time because I'm always a busy person. So I just really dove deep right into the craft and getting artists and all of that. And then from there, I've had a ton of independent artists, but I've also been blessed to have a lot of really famous people as well. Like we just recently did an interview up at CMA Fest in Nashville with Gary LeVox of Rascal Flatts and Akon.
Ooh, nice.
So we've done a lot of different people like that too, and I've just been blessed to be able to talk to a lot of people like that not many people have actually gotten a chance to even meet in person. So it was just an added bonus when you get to meet somebody that famous with that many streams and that much, to get wisdom and advice from somebody like that is absolutely mind-blowing and very rewarding. And it shows that if you put in the work that you want to do, anything is possible.
Certainly. Yeah. You mentioned starting the show at 14. May I ask how
Hmm.
old you are right now?
Oh, I'm 20 right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, one, you're much younger than me. I'm currently in my 26th year. And secondly, yeah, you've been in the radio business for longer than me then. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. How do you develop as an interviewer?
That's a good question. How do I develop as an interviewer? Learning from my mistakes, trying to change up the questions when I can. I like to keep a similar formality of asking very similar or the same questions, but I like to sometimes change it up. I think ways that people can change and I can change for anybody that's doing interviews is mix and master your craft at doing the interviews, but also make it so you're intrigued and all of that into your guests as well. I think is what something that I've been able to develop in and really make sure that they feel like they're comfortable, make sure that they're literally like I would say at home.
Of course. Yeah. I try to do the same thing. So why do you focus on country music in particular?
Primarily because I grew up with it. That was always what. I've grown up with. I've grown up with Luke Bryan and Carrie Underwood and all of those amazing artists, and listen to a lot of the greats like Trace Adkins and Johnny Cash and all of the greats, Dolly Parton as well. And so that's probably why I would focus mainly on country. But you know, as I've started to get more into independent music, I'm seeing that a lot of these independent artists are liking to they're doing a lot of what other artists are doing and mixing genres, but they're doing it in a way that it's actually fun to listen to. Um, I know that there's some songs out there that are not the greatest when they mix together genres. I won't say which ones, but I will say that there are a lot of these independent artists that are doing an amazing job.
Right. Did you grow up in the same town in Massachusetts that you're living in right now?
I have, yes.
All right. So you've been living in this town all your life.
Yep.
Mhm. What's your fondest memory growing up?
Ooh, that's a good question. That one you stumped me out a little bit. Probably the first time going to Disney World in Florida.
Oh, okay.
That was pretty cool. I would have to say that.
Hmm. So, did you make the trip via car or plane?
We did it by car. We drove from here, Massachusetts, to Florida. Actually, the first time that I was on a plane was when I first went to Nashville by myself. Actually, I've never been on a plane other than that because I've always, my dad and his girlfriend always like to drive everywhere, so they would just drive. But when I started doing the Nashville stuff and covering events and stuff, that was actually the first time I was on a flight. And after that, I've been on a flight literally almost every other month. It's crazy to think about that, but just, and it's all thanks to these amazing opportunities.
Yeah, certainly. And of course, the trip to Atlanta, Georgia for the Singer-Songwriters Award would be on the plane as well.
What was that?
So, you mentioned that next month you're going to Atlanta.
Yes.
So will that be via plane as well?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So have you gotten used to flying yet?
Yes. When I first started, I was like, but now I've gotten a little bit used to it, and then they throw all these things about planes crashing, and then I'm like, again, and then I'm like, just gotta do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like I'm on the fence about it. I was okay with it for a while, but now you're hearing all the stuff with the news about these planes crashing, and I'm just hoping that it's all right. So.
Yeah, I know. There was a recent plane crash this year with, in India and everything, Air India. So
hmm
it's quite alarming. Right. So, how did you become a promoter of music?
So I became a promoter through actually just an artist saying you should start promoting. I did an interview with them, and this particular artist just said you should just do it, see where it takes you. Go with it, go with your gut. And then I was like, that's a good way to make money. Because at that point I wasn't really making anything to be able to continue doing what I was doing, and so I started, building, a repertoire, getting stations, and getting all of that stuff, and then from there. I started building clients and all of that, and now I've worked with over 300 different artists with their promotional campaigns, and currently have about 60 of them that have active campaigns with me right now. So it's been a really cool adventure to be able to start promoting, and we're always looking for people. We really want to help, and that's when I decided to start my LLC, KJG Media and Promotions, and now we have like a whole media umbrella under KJG, which is actually stands for Kayden's Just Great, that another one of my artists gave me because we really liked and ironically my middle name is not Jay. Um, but we really liked how it sounded. We were like, it's easy to remember, KJG. We really liked how it sounded. It separated a lot of companies, I felt like, and we really liked how it came out. But we wanted to come up with an acronym, and one of my artists just goes, "Why don't you just, put it under parentheses? Kayden's just great." I'm like, all right. So, I mean, everybody tells me that all the time anyway. So, so we went with it, and the rest is history.
Certainly. Yeah. What do you find to be the most tangible result of your work?
Um, these are some good questions. Wow. I would have to say probably seeing the artists succeed with what they want to achieve in their promotional goals with me if we're talking in the promotional. But if we're talking in the realm of interviewing and playing their music, when they share and they're all excited to talk to me and all of that kind of stuff, I think would be a good tangible result that I like seeing.
Certainly. Yeah. So how do you build an artist's campaign?
Um, So basically, it depends on what they're working on, right? So some people purchase like a radio distribution, to stations for me, or they might want to do a Spotify playlist, or they might want to do blogs or interviews or whatever the case may be. It really all depends on that. But basically, I can quickly walk you through on how that goes. So we basically, will get all of their materials, like their MP3 file, their WAV file, bio, social media, and basically we just package it up and send it out to the world.
Mhm. All right. Yeah. So in particular, how did you discover my show?
Actually, through Robbie Hart. She shared an interview of yours, and I saw you, and I'm like, I'll just reach out, see if he's interested in having more artists, and then that's how I discovered you.
All right. Yeah, that's incredibly small world we're living in.
I know, right?
Yeah, and I certainly hope to visit Massachusetts at some point. Yeah, your town seems to be a lovely place.
It is. I think you'd like it here.
Mhm. What other parts of America are you fond of?
What other parts of America? What?
Are you fond of? Like, do you like?
Oh, I thought you said, do I? Am I? Which ones am I from? And I'm like, wait, what?
Fond of.
um,
Yeah.
Fond of. Okay, gotcha. Oh, I love Nashville. Nashville is such a great place. And, if I'm moving anywhere, it'd be down to Tennessee for sure. Because they're just the nicest people. It's great Southern hospitality down there. Um, I've gotten a couple things in the works that I can't talk about. I don't know if they're going to be accepted or denied. I don't know. I haven't really made a decision, but when the time is right and everything falls into place, I'm hoping that I would
Mhm.
eventually move down to Tennessee. Nashville is such a great place. So that would be number one on my list. Places that I've never been though. I've heard great things. A lot of people have been telling me to go to Los Angeles, California. And at first, I wasn't very fond of it, but now I'm like really fond of it.
Mhm. How so?
So,
Yeah. Yeah. How so? How are you? How did your love for LA grow?
learning about what's down there in the entertainment industry and talking with some people about it.
Okay. Yeah, I have several friends in LA who are, successful musicians in their own right. So that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Tell me about your first time visiting Nashville. I'm guessing it was your first plane trip as well.
What was that?
Yeah, so your first time visiting Nashville, which I guess was your first time that you were
Yes,
on
it
a plane.
was.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Tell me about it.
So basically, I don't know. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. Um, so basically, the first time that I went to Nashville on a plane, it was actually kind of scary at first. And from there, I just kind of, went with it. And the rest was history with that.
Hmm. Yeah. What was your first impression on visiting the city?
Ooh, I really liked it. It's a great city, a lot of stuff going on for the music industry. It was very overwhelming at first, but other than that, I really, really enjoyed being able to view the city. I've been there primarily for business.
Hmm. Yeah. I have a bunch of Canadian friends who are in country music, and yeah, they talk about Nashville a lot. They want to, some of them want to like work there on a semi-permanent basis, and some of them would like to move there
Mhm.
on a permanent basis too. So I guess
Definitely.
do you know Robert Altman's movie Nashville?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen it. Have you?
I haven't. No, I think I've heard of it though.
Okay. Yeah. You really should. I hear that it's really good. Um. Yeah, so it's quite unusual that someone like you who grew up in like Massachusetts would be drawn to country music.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah, and did your parents did your family listen to it as well?
The show, you mean?
No, country music in general.
Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, my family huge country music lovers for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, and yeah, they did they introduce it to you or did you discover country music on your own?
So, part of them they introduced me to, but also uh, introduced to it by them. But so I discovered a lot of it on my own as well.
Hmm. Yeah. So who are some of the artists that you discovered on your own?
Um, Mostly like the Luke Bryan and Carrie Underwoods. They primarily introduced me to a lot of older country, but I've been, a lot of the newer country I discovered on my own.
I see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm into like more classic country music. Hank Williams and Johnny Cash. I think
Hmm. They're the best.
yeah,
Hmm.
they're just a prime example in I think well Hank
Hmm.
Williams songwriting and Johnny Cash performance.
Yes, 100% agree with you.
Mhm. Did you get a chance to hear Johnny Cash's new album? It's called Songwriter, but it's a posthumous release. It's from his
No, I
American
haven't heard
recording
that. I
session.
have to go check it out.
Yeah, it's really good. He sounds just as great as ever. Um, what do you find to be the most significant or the most recurring difficulty that an indie musician may face?
Say that one more time. You kind of cut out. I apologize.
Okay, yeah. So, what is the most significant difficulty that an independent musician may face, or the most recurring one that he or she have to face multiple times?
That's a good question. Probably rejection. With anything, booking gigs. Sometimes playlists don't like you. Sometimes radio, but you have to keep persevering and keep on going.
Hmm. Yeah. And how is there any way that you could help them in their journey?
Yeah, so that's where I kind of come in and I can definitely help with that on their journey. If I had any advice for them, is to not give up with what they're doing and just keep on going.
Hmm. Yeah, of course. And I'm sure you take that advice, to heart yourself, man.
I sure do. Yeah, yes.
Mhm. Are you a musician on your own right?
So I am a songwriter. Yes. So I am actually learning how to sing as we speak.
All right. Yeah. So, when did you start writing songs?
So I started writing songs about, I think it's been about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. That's not something a lot of people know about me, but I have, and I have a couple songs that are recorded by other artists, and I'm currently learning how to do singing and piano right now as well.
Okay. Yeah. And what music genre do you place yourself in?
Probably Americana.
Hmm. Yeah. So is America? Americana the same as country, or are they different? Yeah.
It's a mixture of country, rock, pop, folk, like, kind of meshing them all together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully I get to interview you as a musician, when you release songs and such.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to do like live gigs?
I have never done a live gig before.
Okay. Well,
Like I said, I primarily done some songwriting and stuff, but that's pretty much all I've done in the realm of that. I'm currently learning how to I'm taking some vocal lessons and stuff right now. So
ah,
that might be in the near future. You never know. That might be something I add to the top of my hat.
yeah. Yeah. I look forward to it. Yeah. It's gonna be another feather in your cap, obviously.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What makes a good um what makes a good music promoter in your view?
Ooh, um, I would have to say what makes a good music promoter? Always follow up with your clients, always make sure that they can be the happiest that they can be. And sometimes you're never going to make them happy, and that's okay too. You'll just try your best, keep on doing, show the evidence that you have backing up that you've done your job, and you'll be all right.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sure you've had experience where, someone you're in charge of promoting is not satisfied with your services. Eh?
Been there, done that, made them happy, tried to make them happy, didn't make them happy, have been through the whole nine yards.
I see. Yeah.
But I have to admit, I do have more people that are happy than unhappy. So
That's good. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I've had experience too where the guests on the show are not like happy with, my interview style, but they are among the slim
I've
minority.
had that too. Yep, same here. I've had that too.
Mhm.
Some people, it's some people I don't think understand what goes through a process of doing what we do.
Mhm. Yeah. And what would be the process? How would you describe it?
Well, we have to do the research on you. We have to generate the questions. We have to make sure that time zones are a huge one if you're on a different time zone. We have to make sure that we're not conflicting. We have to, if you're a promoter, you have to book your calls with your artists. Make sure that the calls, make sure that you show them all your information. Email the radio stations, phone call the radio stations if you're doing what I'm doing and traveling. Getting all the flight plans ready, getting everything ready for the artist. Make sure the bookings are good. I could just go on all day about everything that we have to do.
Yeah. Right. And is the process largely the same for every musician, or is it like different with each of them?
It depends on the level that they're on and what they're seeking and what they're looking to do with their music.
Mhm. Okay. Um, how long does a typical Kayden Gordon show radio broadcast last?
So as of right now, we are a syndicated program that goes on 250 stations. We just started doing 1 hour shows. For the past 5 years, we've been doing 2 hour shows.
Mhm.
That's simply just due to time and making sure that the show can sound as best as it can. So now we're doing 1 hour show week per week. We have about 8 to 10 interviews a week, lasting anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes. And that's a lot of things people don't understand. We're not a podcast. And we have multiple artists on in a week. So when it comes to spending more time with them, it's humanly impossible because of that.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. Um, what do you believe the difference in, say, skill set or preparation does are it's necessary for a radio host compared to a podcast host like myself?
There's a lot more I think that goes into radio because you have to make sure that you leave room for commercials and I feel like there's a lot more you get a lot more exposure, yes, but there's a lot more rules when it comes to being a radio host versus a podcaster.
Oh yeah, yeah. I find that the podcast is more free flowing because I get to dictate the terms of the broadcast rather than a radio show where the station does.
Right.
Yeah. So would you hope to transition into the podcast at any time soon, or is radio your preferred format?
I might do a podcast soon. When I first started, I did a podcast, and then radio kind of picked up. But that is something that I'm definitely willing to explore and something that I may be doing in the future. So you all will just have to stay tuned with my journey. If anybody wants to follow me, they can go on all the social media platforms. You can find me under Kayden Gordon or the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. If you want to learn more about my promotion, you can go to KJG Media and Promotions on all social media websites, or you can go to my website, which is thekayden.gordonshow.com and kjgmediaandpromotions.com.
Hmm. Yeah. KJG stands for Cadence Just Great.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I hope to be a guest on your podcast at some point if you do start it.
We'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. Just let's connect after this interview, or send me a message and send you my booking link.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I look forward to hearing what questions you have to ask me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
And
have you
send
had
me over your bio as well.
sure, yeah, of course. Okay. Have you had experience being a podcast guest yourself?
I have many times.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hoping
So
this
I've been on both ends of the seat, and all of them have been great.
wonderful. Yeah, I'm hoping this is one of the better ones, or at least not one of the bad ones.
No, this was amazing. Thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, okay. I think I'd like to conclude with this. What does music mean to you?
Going back to what we said earlier, music means the absolute world to me, but what it really means to me is comfort, satisfaction. That's when I feel if I'm upset, that's when I feel my most calm. Anytime I'm doing any work, I always have music in the background if I'm not on a phone call or whatever. I think music means calmness, happiness, and again, just it means a lot to somebody who's been had a lot going on within their childhood, being bullied in school, all of that kind of stuff. It's helped me through a lot of things.
I say, yeah, yeah, I can say the same myself. Well, on that note, thank you very much, Kate and Gordon, for joining the show.
Thank you for having me.